There were a lot of conventions going on over the past week, big announcements from Marvel, DC, all that kind of stuff. We also got a creator spotlight at WonderCon with Jason Aaron, where he let it out of the bag that his days as a Marvel exclusive creator are over. And it also sounds like Jason Aaron's days are numbered at Marvel Comics themselves. He's looking for bigger and better opportunities. And I say this is just what the doctor ordered. In fact, here on the channel, I've said multiple times, Jason Aaron needs a sabbatical from Marvel Comics. He basically had run out of good ideas and was just rehashing the same stuff over and over and over again. He gets a character, he goes back in time, retcons everything about them, and tries to recontextualize them for the character that Jason Aaron actually wanted to work with. He did that, obviously, with Punisher recently. He's done that with plenty of the Avengers characters. He obviously did that with Thor. And I do have to give Jason Aaron his due, as much as I've been giving him crap here for the last couple of years on the channel, because his Avengers run is just absolutely atrocious. Obviously, we're in the middle of Avengers Assemble, this just really bad event. But the man has written some very, very good stories. In fact, I would say his Gore the God Butcher story on Thor was the last great story from Marvel that can probably be put onto the big screen as a really good movie. Unfortunately, they gave that movie to Taika Waititi, and he absolutely blew it with Thor: Love and Thunder, and that didn't really get realized on the big screen nearly as well as it should have. But he also wrote probably the last great original Star Wars story that we got. He co-wrote Vader Down when he was writing the Star Wars series, and if you've never read Vader Down and you're a Star Wars fan and you're a Vader fan, I don't know what else to tell you. That is an amazing story. If Lucasfilm had half a brain, that would be their next big project. Vader Down, like a side quest story that happened during the original trilogy. Absolutely amazing stuff. One of the great scenes in Vader history. Absolutely stunning stuff. And Jason Aaron was a part of that. And a lot of people did like his Thor run for the first few years. Even the Jane Foster Thor stuff was pretty popular until it wore out its welcome, and it felt like he just became obsessed with the character of Jane Foster. Like she somehow got tied to his success at Marvel Comics and he just couldn't let it go. So even by the time her run as Thor was over, and finally we got the real Thor back and people were happy, he tried to make her into Valkyrie in that stupid War of the Realms crap, which I'll get here to in a minute. But here's the details that we do have. During a spotlight panel on Sunday at WonderCon, Jason Aaron spoke about the conclusion of his Marvel exclusive agreement, stating, "My Marvel exclusive expired last year. For the first time since 2008, I did not renew it, so I could now write for whoever I want to write for, but that doesn't necessarily mean I am done with Marvel forever." Other than a short Darth Vader story in the upcoming Darth Vader Black, White, and Red, Aaron mentioned that he is already working on a new 30-page project for Marvel that will be tonally similar to his Punisher book and will feature 2 artists. So he's not completely done. It sounds like he does have some work here and there, but he is going to be focusing on new things, and this is what Jason Aaron needs. He's not the worst creator in the history of the world. He's not Megan Fitzmartin, where he just doesn't have a clue and really doesn't have an opportunity or a chance really in the future of doing something good. We've certainly seen him do good things at Marvel Comics, and we've certainly seen him do even better things on the indie comic scene when he was doing creator-owned stuff. Probably the last time he signed that exclusive Marvel agreement, and today are very different times. People are being very successful on the indie scene. Sales are up at Boom. Sales are up at Image Comics. A lot of these indie publishers are doing very well. And if you don't want to go through an indie publisher, now you have Kickstarter. Now you have Indiegogo. Now you can go to a Substack model. There are a lot of different ways to make money and earn a living in comic books, and you don't have to work for Marvel Comics or DC Comics to have some semblance of security within the comic book industry. And I imagine with all the turmoil going on with Marvel Comics right now, Marvel Entertainment doesn't exist. We don't know exactly what the future is for Marvel Comics. This is probably a good time for him to step away and do some more creator-owned stuff. Yes, he's still going to work at Marvel just a little bit, but it sounds like he's done doing ongoing series for quite some time, because he also mentioned on the panel that he was not looking to jump on any ongoing books, later elaborating, "You're not going to see me doing 60 issues of anything anytime soon. If you do, it will be a creator-owned book." He did say, when asked what genre he might like to try next, that he would like to try his hand at horror. And I also do have to give Jason Aaron this credit. He's one of the few writers in modern comics at DC or Marvel that is willing to sit there and do a 10-year run on a character. Even if he does run out of ideas and kind of stray in really bad directions, he was at least willing to stay with the character and take a chance and try and make his impact on them. There are not very many Iron Man creators right now that are willing to go to DC or Marvel and just sit on a character and really try to make their mark. Jason Aaron obviously tried to do that. Just somewhere along the way, everything kind of fell apart. Like, even if you look at his Avengers run, the first 6 issues, maybe it's 8 issues, are actually pretty darn good. Now, he probably started too big, but it was enjoyable where you had the cosmic stuff and the new team and everything going on. And I had a good time with it. And then War of the Realms starts. And if you go back and read it, you will see it. The comic book absolutely dies immediately as soon as that happens, even though Jason Aaron is still writing it, and it basically killed all the momentum of the Avengers. He got some momentum back when he went back to this Blade Vampire Nation kind of thing. That was kind of a cool story and had some momentum there, but he just lost his way. He just kept trying to go bigger, go home. Next thing you know, there's a new Firebrand, and the next thing you know, there's going to be a tournament of people fighting, including like 7-year-olds, to be the new Echo character. And there's like all this just nonsense going on, and none of it executed to any degree of success whatsoever. And his Avengers run was just dying and dying and dying, but he had already introduced the 1 billion BC Avengers. And next thing you know, he's doing Avengers Forever, and he's leading up to this big event that he claims he's been leading to for like years or whatever. And nobody wanted it. Just like War of the Realms. War of the Realms probably would have been fine as a standalone Thor story, but you know, it's Marvel Comics. Anything that could be interesting, you got to blow up into something enormous. And he just buckled under the weight of the pressure of doing a Marvel Comics event, and War of the Realms sucked as well. Not nearly as bad as Avengers Assemble that's going on right now. That entire book is nonsense. And the fact that it's still going on, it's like a fucking 8-month event that's going. And you can just see that it is time for Jason Aaron to step away and do something else, because there is talent there. Even his Punisher series, even though it was exploring some things that we certainly had seen in the past, and definitely diverted from what had been established as far as, can you resurrect Frank Castle's family and get him to turn and join your team? Obviously, that's a no. That was established, I think, in Dark Raid. He did do it pretty well in the beginning, but then he had to go all Jason Aaron on it and just destroy the character for reasons, I guess, because he's Jason Aaron, and that's what he does. And I don't know, hopefully he gets his creative juices going again. He also stated on his newsletter, Jason Aaron's Bare Missives, with my run on Avengers wrapping up and me wanting to step away from ongoing and work for hire series commitments for the moment, after a 15-year run of one ongoing after another, it seemed like the right time to spread my wings a bit. So now I find myself enjoying a sort of freedom I haven't had in a very long time, able to pursue whatever creative opportunities I so choose. And I've already been busy pursuing a few, some creator-owned, some work for hire. The division of my workload and my time has already shifted, as I'm placing more of an emphasis on new creator-owned work, while also looking to tackle some brand new work for hire challenges. Working 15 years for Marvel Comics would probably drive anybody insane. That would probably sap the creativity out of any creator out there. And just being there during the heyday, during the early Quesada era, when Marvel Comics was just firing on all cylinders, and then just to watch everything fall apart as you're out there like apologizing to people over your stupid Conan series, which was actually pretty decent. Little Conan miniseries he did there at the end. I didn't like his ongoing Conan stuff, so I don't know. It's probably not even worth the hassle anymore. If you're a Jason Aaron, or if you're at anybody, you can see almost all the star power is left DC and Marvel Comics over the past 24 months. Once that pandemic shutdown happened, and people realized when they had the pencils down and all that stuff, that they needed to find new ways to make money, you know, applying their craft, and then they realized, well, I can do creator-owned stuff. I can do Substack. I can do Indiegogo, Kickstarter. I have all these other opportunities. Why would I want to continue to work for Marvel or DC and all these shitty editors that don't know what they're doing? I can go out there and make my own book, hire my own editor, probably at more of a premium price than Marvel's paying, but is it worth it to have that kind of professionalism and expertise working on my comic book? I think a lot of these people are saying yes, and that's why they're walking away from Marvel and DC Comics, and Jason Aaron is the latest, and it's not soon enough. He should have walked away 3 years ago. The man has been creatively decimated by Marvel Comics, and look no further than Avengers Assemble. I just mentioned that Doc and I have been reviewing this. This was the last issue that we reviewed right here. This event will just never end, and it's so bad. I don't even know what happens in this goddamn issue, because Jason Aaron just lost his way at Marvel. You don't see the video here. There's also a link in the video description.